Welcome back to Marketing Champions. I am Howard Walpuff, your host. We're back here on dailyadbrief.com, and we're talking about marketing and the individuals who are marketing companies all over the country. Today we are in Missouri, and we're talking to Jonathan Fashbaugh. He is from Pro Impressions Marketing. And Jonathan, welcome to the conversation.
Hey, Howard, thanks for having me on. Glad to be here.
My pleasure. So why don't you start with telling us how you got started in marketing and how Pro Impressions Marketing got rolling?
Well, I've been a long time fan of storytelling. I actually got started in school with the intention of being a film director. And then I just fell in love with Photoshop and went the digital route instead and got a degree in digital media. And and so just kind of evolved from there, where I've worn a lot of different hats, but now we're really passionate about helping dentists connect with new patients via reliable marketing, something that they really struggle with.
Yeah, it's important to have the right people sharing with these businesses how best to market and how to understand marketing. And it really can be confusing for them, but this is why we have people like you in the industry to give them guidance. So what are the things you focus on with your clients on a regular basis?
Well, a lot of it ends up being kind of some re-education, because a lot of marketing people, especially in the dental industry, but I really think in general, marketing professionals have kind of let themselves be led by the client in telling the story that they want to tell, which is often about them, about their tech. I just wrote an article this morning that just I think summed it up in that I think the winners in marketing right now are the people with the loudest voices and the most simple message. And that message needs to be focused on the customer, because if it's all about us, 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 you're just more noise. But if you can hook into the audience's needs and their emotions, that's still the method that works. And so where digital is concerned, that just plays into the frequency of the message, the volume of your voice, if you will, because you can have the best message ever, but if no one can hear it, then it's not going to work.
And you said a couple of things are really key in this. Storytelling really has not been as big of a focus for companies and individuals as it should, because people do love stories, as long as it's not, can't be a long story, but you can really get that
Sure.
good information in, and that people are, as they're scrolling on Facebook, just have something that's a story can grab people's attention. And
Yep.
the most important thing with companies is it's not about them, it's about their prospect and their future customer. It's so speaking to them and their language and their tenses is much more important than everything about themselves in their business. I think that's part of the concerns as time goes on, how companies are marketing themselves. So how do you see over the next couple of years things evolving in general, and how your uses will be with your clients?
Well, the tech side of marketing has continued to evolve. Things have kind of coalesced, but then we've got some kind of derivative products and services that people are experimenting with, and so I think it's all about understanding your niche business and who your audience is, and then looking at all the different methods that you can use to reach them, and hitting those hard and with the proper message. The problem with marketing that doesn't generate results is generally that it's either misguided in its targeting, or that it's just not tracked enough, and so you don't know what's working and what's not. And often the decision makers are either underfunding or pulling the plug on things, or going hard into something without even understanding that it's broken and it's never going to work if they don't track it well. And so, I think the analytics are going to continue to be important. But the good news on that front is that as much as the availability of media and all of these different channels is growing, and you have new opportunities evolving, the ability to track this stuff is continuing to evolve as well. Of course, we take two steps forward and one step back with that in terms of privacy stuff that's kind of come up. But just in general, as long as you know your audience, you should be able to tell what sort of channels those people are going to connect with, and then you just need to keep the main thing, like it's been for years. I mean, just think back to traditional media buys. If you're selling dentures and your ads are running on late night MTV, you're gonna lose. You gotta know your audience and put your message where people are have their eyeballs.
It's so important, and making sure that you are not, again, wasting dollars that are very valuable by putting an ad on with a younger demographic if you're advertising for dentures, but also just trying to be strategic in what you are doing. There's a lot of things that companies don't know, and they have to make sure they're looking at the right resources, because in general, people want to be marketed to the way they want to be marketed to. So finding those right channels for your audience so you are getting your message out is extremely important, and it's great that there are companies that are looking to you for that guidance to make sure that they are spending wisely and getting the results that they're looking for. So, Jonathan, thank you so much for sharing with us today and really adding to our conversation.
Absolutely. Glad to hear. I mean, our goal is to have 100 clients by 2025, and just do that by providing reliable marketing services. I know that you guys are all about that and connecting people with that, so I'm glad to be a part of it.
Excellent. And there's a lot more to learn about Jonathan and Pro Impressions Marketing, and you can find out more on dailyadbrief.com. But go out, have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.